The grand chamber of the Galactic Council buzzed with tension. Representatives of hundreds of species filled the enormous hall, their voices clashing in heated arguments. Holographic displays projected images of Earth's technological marvels, massive space stations, AI-driven fleets, and human colonies stretching beyond the known sectors. Humanity had grown powerful, too powerful. "They do not follow our rules," barked Chancellor Vereth of the Krezk Dominion, his reptilian eyes narrowing. "They refuse to kneel before the Council like all other species." "That is because they do not need us," countered High Scholar Raylan of the Mestre Union, his voice calm but firm. "Humans innovate at a terrifying speed. They have mastered energy sources we still struggle to understand. If we push them too hard, we may regret it." A murmur spread across the chamber. Some agreed. Others scoffed. "Regret," scoffed Admiral Threx of the Zarn Consortium, pounding his armored fist on the table. "They are merely an upstart species. If we do not act now, they will surpass us all." The council speaker, a towering being with luminous skin, raised a hand for silence. "Enough. The question before us is clear. Should humanity be brought under council control?" A moment of stillness filled the room. Then, one by one, the representatives cast their votes. A red light blinked on the central console. The decision was made. The Galactic Council had chosen domination. The ultimatum. Within hours, a transmission was sent to Earth. "Humans of Sol," the message began, broadcasted across all known communication channels. "Your expansion threatens the stability of the galaxy. You will submit to the Galactic Council's authority immediately. Failure to comply will be seen as an act of defiance." The Council expected negotiations. They expected fear. They expected a response. Instead, humanity did something that sent chills through every species. They went silent. All human embassies across the galaxy shut down. Their diplomats left council-controlled space. Their trade convoys vanished from galactic routes. Earth, once a beacon of constant activity, simply disconnected. The Council had given an ultimatum. Humanity had answered in a way no one had anticipated. And for the first time, a feeling of unease crept into the minds of the Council members. They had forced humanity to make a choice. Had they just sealed their own fate? Days passed. Then weeks. The Galactic Council's ultimatum had been sent, but there was still no response. No declarations of war, no pleas for negotiation, just complete silence from humanity. At first, the Council dismissed it as arrogance. "They are stalling," Admiral Threx growled. "Testing our patience. We should strike now." But something was wrong. The humans had not just stopped communicating. They had vanished. Their embassies remained abandoned. Their trade routes were empty. Their colonies, once bustling with activity, no longer sent transmissions. Even their allies had no answers. It was as if humanity had simply walked away from the galaxy. This isn't defiance," High Scholar Raylan muttered as he examined long-range scans. "This is something else, something calculated." The silence was not an act of fear. It was an act of control. A growing fear. Among the younger council members, uncertainty turned into anxiety. "What if we've made a mistake?" whispered the envoy of the Varan Collective. "What if we pushed them too far?" The more experienced leaders dismissed the concern. "Nonsense," Chancellor Vereth spat. "Humans rely on trade and diplomacy. They cannot survive without the galactic economy. They will return. And when they do, they will kneel." But Earth did not return. Instead, deep space probes detected something terrifying. Human warships were disappearing from known space. Entire fleets had withdrawn from their colonies, retreating into the vast darkness beyond the outer rim. "Where are they going?" a worried voice asked in the council chambers. No one had an answer. But the silence continued. And with it, the first whispers of fear spread through the galaxy. The Galactic Council's chambers, once a place of order and confidence, were now filled with quiet murmurs and nervous glances. The silence from humanity was no longer seen as defiance. It was something far worse. It was intentional. The reports kept coming in. Human colonies were abandoned, but not destroyed. Their outposts went dark, yet no signs of battle were found. Even their deep space listening stations, once monitoring the galaxy, had been deactivated. They were not conquered. They were not destroyed. They had simply left. Vanishing fleets. The Kelvani, a race of expert trackers, sent their best scouts to find the missing human fleets. Their long-range probes detected movement, vast human armadas slipping away into uncharted regions of space. "They are retreating," Admiral Frex said, his voice laced with both triumph and unease. "They are running from us." But High Scholar Raylan shook his head. "No, this is not a retreat. They are repositioning." The difference between the two was terrifying. A growing panic. The Council's spies tried to contact human sympathizers. Some had gone into hiding. Others had fled. Those who remained had the same warning. "You don't understand. They are not afraid. You should be." Rumors spread like wildfire. Some claimed humanity was preparing a hidden weapon. Others believed they had discovered something beyond the stars, something greater than the Council itself. And then, one report changed everything. A lone Varan freighter, traveling through the outer rim, picked up a signal. It was weak, fragmented, but unmistakable. A human transmission. The Council gathered in silence as the audio played. The voice was calm, confident. "You wanted war." A pause. "Now watch what happens when we walk away." Then, silence once more. The message was clear. Humanity had made its decision, and the galaxy would soon feel the consequences. The Galactic Council chamber was silent, but not out of respect, out of fear. The moment the human transmission ended, an unease spread across the room. "They are bluffing," growled Supreme Warlord Jorvac of the Krell Dominion. "Humans rely on trade, on interaction. They cannot afford to isolate themselves." But High Scholar Raylan stood still, his eyes filled with something the others had yet to understand. "This is not isolation," he murmured. "This is abandonment." A terrifying realization settled over them. The humans were not just refusing to fight. They were leaving the galactic stage entirely. A sudden withdrawal. Reports flooded in from all corners of Council-controlled space. Human embassies were shut down. Their diplomats returned to Earth. Their trading hubs, once filled with alien merchants, were abandoned. The once bustling human spaceports, silent. Entire sectors that once thrived under human influence now felt hollow. But the most unsettling part, not a single human ship remained in Council-controlled space. They were gone. A missing presence. For decades, humanity had been a constant force in the galaxy. They were unpredictable, adaptable, and everywhere. Even species that once despised them found themselves relying on their technology, their advancements, their presence. Now, with humanity absent, the galaxy felt different, weaker. Trade routes slowed. Piracy increased. Even long-standing allies of the Council were beginning to hesitate. Humanity had been a stabilizing force, even for their enemies. And now, the Council was beginning to feel the weight of a galaxy without them. The first signs of collapse. A week passed, then two, and then the first planet fell. A fringe world, once protected by the presence of a human fleet, was now under attack. A band of raiders, emboldened by the humans' departure, struck without warning. There was no one to stop them. More followed. Worlds once secured by silent human deterrence now faced open invasions. And in the Council chambers, the most powerful leaders in the galaxy finally understood the truth. Humanity hadn't needed to fight. All they had to do was walk away. The absence of humanity was no longer just an inconvenience. It was a disaster. At first, the Galactic Council believed they could handle it. How much could one species truly matter? They had convinced themselves that humanity's withdrawal was a minor setback, something they could easily adjust to. They were wrong. The silent collapse. The cracks in the galaxy's foundation widened. Supply chains failed. Trade routes that once relied on human starports now struggled with inefficiencies. Technology regressed. Human engineers had helped countless civilizations maintain their infrastructure, but now those systems began to fail. Piracy surged. Without human fleets patrolling the outer regions, criminal factions grew bolder, attacking merchant convoys and unprotected colonies. Everywhere, chaos spread. The Council's desperation. Inside the Council chambers, tension reached its breaking point. "We must recall them," shouted Minister Yeltha of the Vellani Dominion. "We cannot function without their contributions." Warlord Jorvac slammed his fist against the table. "Then we admit weakness. We cannot crawl back to the humans like beggars." High Scholar Raylan, who had been silent until now, finally spoke. "It is not about begging," he said. "It is about survival." His words sent a chill through the room. The call to return. The Galactic Council had no choice. For the first time in history, the most powerful governing body in the universe sent a message of surrender, not in war, but in desperation. A plea to Earth. A request to come back. The message was transmitted across the stars, encrypted with the highest priority. It carried an offer, any terms, any concessions, whatever it would take. Then the galaxy waited, and waited, and waited. No response. Humanity remained silent. The silence from Earth was deafening. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Yet no response came from humanity. The Galactic Council had sent desperate pleas, offering unlimited resources, trade benefits, even full membership into the ruling council. But Earth remained silent. The uncertainty began to terrify the galaxy. Whispers of a new power. Without humanity, the balance of power had begun to shift. Some species celebrated, believing they were finally free from human influence. Others panicked, knowing that without human technology, entire civilizations could collapse. Then, rumors began to spread. The humans aren't gone. They're just watching. Scouts near the Sol system vanished. Ships that approached too close never returned. And strangest of all, there was no sign of activity on Earth. Satellites picked up no energy readings, no transmissions, no movement. It was as if humanity had simply ceased to exist. Yet, everyone could feel it. They were still there, watching, waiting. For what? No one knew. The Council's growing fear. Inside the Grand Hall of the Galactic Council, paranoia spread like wildfire. "We have to act first," growled Warlord Jorvac. "Before they do, and risk waking whatever they've become." High Scholar Raylan countered. "You think we feared them before. Now, they are silent. And the unknown is far more terrifying." For the first time in history, the Galactic Council, the most powerful governing body in the universe, stood at a crossroads. Do they force humanity's hand, risking retaliation? Or do they accept their fate, knowing the humans held all the power now? The galaxy waited, and humanity remained silent. The galaxy held its breath. For months, the Galactic Council debated, argued, and panicked over humanity's silence. Some leaders wanted to send a fleet to Earth to force a response. Others believed it was too late, that humanity had transcended beyond their understanding. Then, one day, a single transmission echoed across the stars. The message. It was a simple signal, but it was heard in every system, on every planet, in every language. "We heard your demands." The voice was unmistakably human, but there was something different about it. It carried no emotion, no anger, no fear, just certainty. "And now we have made our decision." The transmission cut out, and then the sky lit up. Humanity's return. Across the galaxy, thousands of human ships appeared at once, emerging from seemingly nowhere. Sleek, black and utterly silent, they moved with impossible precision. No warnings, no demands, no weapons fired. They simply arrived. For a moment, the Galactic Council believed humanity had come to conquer. But then, just as suddenly as they had appeared, they vanished again, without a trace. No planets attacked, no ultimatums given, no explanation, just a simple, terrifying truth left behind. Humanity had evolved beyond the Council's control. They were no longer part of galactic politics. They were something greater now, something unknowable. And the galaxy would never stop fearing them.